All right. Welcome everybody to our weekly Live with Liz call. And I'm super excited to have everybody on tonight, especially our two special guests. Of course, we have Tanya Taylor on our team who's going to share in our 5-minute spotlight. But then we have Amy Schwan. Did I say that correct?
You did. Yeah.
Amy is an Emerald Ambassador, and she has taken time out of her evening, as you all have as well, to just kind of share with us, to help us to learn and grow and just give us some motivational tips. And I love this topic that she's going to talk about because I think it is probably one of the most key things to think about when we're talking about our business and getting over ourselves. And I won't go on and on. I could probably go on and on all night, but I just want to thank you all for getting on tonight and taking time out of your evenings. And so real quick, Tanya Taylor is on our team, and she rocked last month. Her team had a phenomenal month last month, probably a record for my team. And Tanya is one of my level ones, and her team added 20 ambassadors last month. And so that was just amazing. And I'd love to hear, Tanya, if you want to kind of introduce yourself for some of those who may not know who you are or where you're at, and give us your rank maybe, and then kind of share what you think could contribute to your success that your team had last month.
Okay. Well, hey, I'm Tanya Taylor, and I'm a gold ambassador with Plexus. I am just thankful that you asked me to be on the call tonight. I'm tickled to death. I'm a little nervous, but we'll get over that. Yeah, my team had a phenomenal month last month, and I am just really, really blessed. Honestly, I think that it contributes to a lot of prayer, praying for my team as a whole, and praying for each person on our team individually. And I believe also it comes from just the belief in our products. You know, our products sell themselves. They really do. And if you can just get someone to try them, then they're going to love them and they're going to be hooked. And so just the belief in our products and our company has just been, you know, it just has really helped us as far as growing our team. Also, last month I started a team page, which I think contributed to the growth of our team. It kind of created excitement. It created, you know, and we were being acknowledged. We were being encouraged. And I think just being consistent with my posting and following up has been really big for me, and relationships. Since the very beginning, I have really, really tried to just not only get to know people personally, but professionally as well. And so, you know, the lucky thing about our team is that we're all very close, and we're all, you know, pretty much in the same area. So it's nothing for us to get together and, you know, and have events, or just get together and just, you know, fellowship with one another, which, you know, trust is earned. And I think that's been really, really big in our team, is just building those relationships and having a solid foundation, and really following up, being accountable, being available, you know, never, you know, on the busy days and on the not so busy days. Also, I believe incentives have been really big too, as far as like setting goals for my team, not only for myself personally, but for my team as a whole, and then offering an incentive, you know, when we reach that goal, because you know, we did, you know, we wanted to sign 20 ambassadors last month, and we reached it, and we had a $100 giveaway. So that, you know, creates excitement. It gives them that little extra push. I know it did me, and I know that duplication is huge. You know, I try to duplicate what I've been taught or what I have been seeing from you and from Maggie and from Megan, and it just is working. It just really is, and I'm just so blessed.
That's awesome, Tanya. You've done great, and it's been amazing to just watch you do those things, to see you duplicate those things that, like you said, you might have seen me do, but I have seen Maggie do it. I've seen Megan and Bridget do it. And so, I'm not reinventing the wheel over here. I'm nothing special. We're just, like you said, we're doing what we've been shown and taking kind of what we've been given and running with it. So that was a very exciting moment when you had set that goal for your team to add those 20 ambassadors, and y'all hit it, and it was just so exciting.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And
go ahead.
And the excitement is contagious. It's like, one person is excited, then everybody's excited. And everybody is, and our team there's just so much love on our team. I mean, we all just want the very best for each of, for everybody. And we're all just willing to just to help and to encourage. And it really has been amazing. It really has. Plexus, I've said it time and time again, but Plexus is so much more than a health and wellness company. It's so much more. The relationships that you form, the bonds that you make, and the lives that it's changing. It's amazing. It really is.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Thank you for sharing that with us, Tanya, tonight. I have seen you really focus and hone in on those relationships and building those with your team. And it is definitely coming to fruition. Y'all are having a good month this month as well. And so I'm just proud of you. Thank you for sharing with us some of those tips and encouragement for us. And we'll just kind of dive in. I'd love to hear, I know Amy, I got to meet Amy when we were in Vegas last week, and that was so exciting. And we didn't really know we were sitting beside each other, but I had the luxury of sitting in the dual seating with Megan Jones, our Emerald Upline, and look over, and there's Amy, and she saw me, and so we got a quick hug, and that was fun. But I would love for you to share some of your story with us, Amy, and then working and kind of talking about that topic, busting the butts, and what that means for you.
Sure. I am so excited. Thank you, Liz. Thrilled to be on here with your team. And I'll just start off with a little bit of my background and what brought me to Plexus. And then I will start into busting your butts. And my husband and I just went out to dinner, and I showed him the graphic, and he's like, that is so key, because he and some of his coworkers today were talking about that word but, B-U-T. And it's not a good word. And so we're going to talk through that a little bit tonight. So just to give you guys a little bit of background, I am a full-time high school history teacher. I teach 12th grade government. I'm actually the social studies department chair at a pretty good private school here in Atlanta. And my husband is a corporate accountant. I have 3 sons. I have twins that will be freshmen in high school, and I have an 8th grade son. So to say that I am a little busy and a little overwhelmed is a bit of an understatement. So I'm going to take you back to when Plexus entered my life, and that was last January. Actually, I'm going to back up a little bit from there. I had seen Plexus on some Facebook posting, and I'll be honest with you, it just wasn't the right fit for me. It wasn't coming from avenues that I really resonated with. And last December and January, this is 2014, 2015, Julia Harper Brown, who is my direct upline, she is a Sapphire. She started posting, and I was like, Julia Brown? Plexus? What? So to tell you a little bit about Julia, Julia was a self-made entrepreneur, has just a fantastic reputation within the community. Her husband is a very successful attorney. This was not about money. And I'm sure that Julia will agree with me that this was not someone looking at the Plexus opportunity that I'm going to go out and make a fast buck. And so I think that's what attracted me to her posting, is that she was offering these pink drink samples. And I was like, I'm a pretty clean eater. We do a lot of organic beef, and I cannot do artificial sweeteners. So I had a big guard up with Plexus from the get-go. But when she offered samples, I messaged her, and I didn't reply on her post because that would be too much, right? How many of us have posted and we're like, crickets, crickets, crickets? Well, I was one of those cricket people that was only going to private message about Plexus. And so I messaged Julia and I was like, so I'm interested. However, I want you to send me the ingredients because I am an ingredient snob, self-proclaimed. I'm borderline granola. Okay. So she sent me the ingredients. I looked at every single one and I was like, dang it. They're actually good. Because I didn't want it. You see, I was the type of person that was like, I'm healthy, I work out, blah, 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 blah. But y'all, if you were to see pictures of me a year and a half ago, my face was puffy. I had about 17 more pounds on me. I just wasn't the best version of me. And so I secretly did a couple of samples. I did, at that point in time, you could buy a 15-day package of Slim. I'm like, seriously? Why did I buy 15 days? Who does that? I did because I was so skeptical. And so then enter into the next month, I got a 30-day pack. Well, then my husband started drinking it. I'm like, no, wait, that's mine. And so Julia kept messaging me and she was like, look, you're a teacher. I'm going to show you this school in Texas that has 7 teachers driving Lexuses. And I'm like, whatever. It's like that's a pipe dream. I had done another network marketing company and bought $3,000 worth of makeup inventory. Y'all, like I was done, didn't need that. Been there, got the trophy and walked away. Never got my pink Cadillac. Okay, so now y'all know which one I'm talking about. All that to say, about 40 days, 45 days in, my husband and I were walking in Academy Sports, and he was like, oh, hey. And I'm like, what, hey? And he's like, my wife has her curves back. And I was like, I do? And it wasn't that I was losing weight, but I was getting healthy. At that point, I hadn't lost any weight. In fact, I had gained 4 pounds, which made me want to punch Julia Brown in the face. And I remind her of that repeatedly. Like, I almost punched you because I gained weight when I first started Plexus. But what I realized was that I was not treating my body well. I was not drinking the water that I needed to drink. And it was really my body adjusting. But I was on the road because my husband started to notice. And at that point I was like, all right, well, I'll get this wholesale account but I'm not selling, I'm not sharing, I'm not doing anything. But I will tell you that if you do it right, your friends will flock to you. And what I found was I have 3 sons who play baseball. I showed up at baseball practice and I had a big water bottle and I was going to the bathroom all the time. And people were saying, what are you doing? Why are you drinking so much water? And I was like, it's Plexus. Because I wasn't willing to admit that I needed help getting healthy. And so finally, when I came clean with my friends, it became a very easy thing for me to share and something that I really couldn't keep to myself. So this time last year, I was silver. Okay. I have now been emerald for 2 months. So I want you to be encouraged that belief in yourself and belief in this product and transparency with people will get you where you need to be. And so that brings me to really the topic that I wanted to talk about tonight, which is the BUTS. Okay. I'm a full-time teacher. I am a department chair. I am a mom of 3 very busy boys who play every sport. We go to private school, which means I have to drive everywhere. I teach at their school, so that's kind of a plus. But this is not just the little cakewalk sauntering into it. And so part of what I want to do tonight is a little bit of tough love. And I hope that you will hear me out through this. Hear my heart and know that this is tough love that I give my team. I think that they will agree to that. And this opportunity is what you make of it. You can make every excuse in the book. And those excuses will then be roadblocks for you. Or you can make the choice. I got to the point, and it was around June 28th or so last year that I went gold. And I will never forget, my strongest leg was, she's Corey Kozak. She still's my strong leg. Like, that's her competition. She will not be my not strong leg. But she called me that night, and we were in Gulf Shores, Alabama, for a baseball tournament when I went gold. And yes, I was on my phone. Guys, this is like, my husband sometimes calls me his eye wife. Yeah, like, it happens, but trust me, tonight he said to me, he's like, honey, you are a game changer for our family. Okay. All right, back that up. So Corey Kozak calls me and she's like, okay, so you got gold. She's like, but don't look ahead to senior gold because that's like a whole lot of points. And I said, how many? I didn't even know how I got to gold. And she's like, girlfriend, you got to get 250. And I said, okay, game on. It's next month. And guess what, guys? Next month I did it. And then in September of 2015, I double promoted Ruby, Senior Ruby. Wow. And you might say, gosh, Amy, you were stuck at Senior Ruby from September to March. What happened? Well, we had some technology changes within Plexus. That's what happened. But I'm going to tell you, you continue to grow through the struggles. And so let's talk about what the BUTS are. First off, I'm going to tell you that you need to be a product of the product. You cannot have an excuse of, well, I can't afford my products this month, but I'm going to tell you they're really great. No, don't tell people how great they are if you are not being a product of the product. And that's where personal sacrifice comes in. If being able to afford your products means that you don't eat out for that entire month, that's what you need to do. Keep in mind, you're part of a health and wellness company. And so you need to be modeling that behavior. When I go to the grocery store, a lot of times, even if I'm wearing like what I'm wearing right now, I will change my clothes and I'll put on a Plexus t-shirt. Because what happens is I hold myself more accountable when I'm pushing that grocery cart through the store with something that says Plexus. I'm going to put things in my cart that are good foods, whole foods, organic foods, not processed foods, and because people are going to see me. I live in a community where I've got a pretty strong Plexus presence, and so even if it's a level 4, 5, 6, 7 on my team, that's like, oh, that's Amy, and she has Pop-Tarts in her cart. Woo! Like, you know, those are things that help me and my family. But it also sets the tone for my team. And let's just be honest, guys. I'm not perfect, okay? My kids eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I do buy sodas for my children. But by and large, I try to model for people what I would expect of somebody who's in health and wellness. So don't say, I sell Plexus, but I'm going to go through the Wendy's drive-thru and get like 5 sweet teas. Okay, so just keep that in mind. People are watching you. They're watching your behavior, and you just really want to model that for your team. Another excuse is, but I don't know everything. Like, I don't know a lot about health and wellness, so people aren't going to trust me. No excuse. What then you say to people is, I want you to join me because I want you to hold me accountable. This is a journey that I want to go on with my friends. So let's do it together. Let's link arms and let's go. One of my biggest regrets is that I did not really share what I was doing until about month 2. And I have a lot of people on my team that are like, but I want a story before I do it. And what I have found is that even when you begin a workout program, you begin a healthy living program, link arms with people and hold each other accountable. And I think that that's a really great way for you to get rid of that excuse. But I don't know. I have 0 degree in health, nutrition, nursing, any of that. But I'm a mom. I love my kids. I love my family. I love myself enough that I want to get healthy. And so I want my friends to join me. And so we link arms and we do it together. So just because you don't have a degree in it doesn't mean that you can't have a heart for it. And I think that's really one of the things that you need to convey to your friends, to your family, to your potentials is, I love you enough that I want you to do this with me. Let's do it together and we're going to have a great time getting healthy. Really, really just a great way to get people to buy into what you're doing. You don't have to be an expert. And quite frankly, I think most people that are involved with Plexus aren't experts in health and nutrition, but we love ourselves and we love our families enough to do better than what the American diet really hands to us. But I don't have enough time, right? Okay. And my husband will tell you, that is the one area that I really, I don't have a lot of patience with. And I can be really transparent with you guys that if you want it bad enough, you'll make time for it. I'll just tell you a little bit about my day. I'm going to talk you through a teaching day because that's when my life is really, really busy. And this is when Plexus fits in the nooks and crannies. But Megan Hall, I see her on the call tonight. She's going to tell you, she and I talked about it today. Nooks and crannies, when you are trying to build a really successful Plexus business, those nooks and crannies are more like craters. So they're not the smallest chunks of time, but I'm going to tell you guys, 18 months in, it was the best investment of my time that I have made. And so let me just talk you a little bit through my teaching day and how you take the but out of the equation. You can find the time to do what is important and valuable to you and your family's future. So my alarm goes off at 5:45. My phone does not stay in my bedroom. At 5:45, I get up, I come in here to my office, I grab my phone, I walk downstairs and I make my cup of coffee. As that cup of coffee is brewing, I scroll through and see, since I went to bed, what is pressing? What do I need to respond to? Who has birthdays today that I need to wish them a happy birthday? Jump on it real quick. That first 10 minutes of my morning, when I'm getting my coffee made, my house is quiet, I can start my Plexus day. I check my Gmail to make sure, look, did I have any ambassadors that joined my team overnight? Whether they're levels 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to go and give them a shout out. One really important thing I want to address with you guys is the birthdays. I use word swag, and every morning before I do anything, coffee's brewing in the Keurig. That's like super quick. I look at whose birthday it is today, and I will make a specific word swag picture post. The app is $3.99, the best $3.99 you will ever spend when it comes to building your business. And so say it's one of my former students. I teach government. He was a poli-sci major, Andrew. It's Andrew's birthday. I'm going to make him a little picture thing that says, have the best birthday, Andrew. But it's the background of an American flag. His name is on it. I put that picture on his wall. I have been the best friend he's had all day because we spend a lot of time just saying, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. That gets lost. You send a personalized picture like that. Guys, literally this takes me like 3 minutes every day to do, and it means the world to them. not only have you wished them a happy birthday, you've personalized it with a picture, with a graphic. It's on their wall. It also gets them sorted through your news feed, which with Facebook algorithms, I could do a whole call on that. So be a super duper friend to people, okay? That's the first thing I do. Respond to any messages, blah, 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 blah. Head upstairs, get my shower. My kids are up. My husband gets the kids up. Guys, I'm going to tell you, ladies, we're all ladies on the call. My husband has been an incredible resource for me. And I'm not saying you can't do this without a husband. Single moms rock this business. Moms without supportive husbands rock this business. But I'm going to tell you, I could not have gotten to Emerald in 16 months without him. He has been my support through all of this. He gets the kids up in the morning. I'm showering, getting ready. The kids come down for breakfast. I do another Facebook follow-up, anything I need to get going. Get to school. I'm to school about 30 minutes before the school day. I do another follow-up, 10 minutes of whatever I need to do Plexus, because for the next 4 hours, I'm off the grid. Lunchtime, we have 45 minutes for lunch. I take 20 minutes to eat my lunch, and then I head back to my classroom to work. And yeah, I would love that time with my coworkers, but guys, I'm trying to create financial freedom for my family. So I can socialize for another 20 minutes, or I can build an empire. And so I have really poured that time into building what I feel is most important. School ends at 3:10, 3:30. I can leave school. And then from that point on, I am fitting Plexus in as much as I can. When I am waiting for my sons at their baseball practice, I am Plexusing. And one thing that I would encourage you, if you have the opportunity to sit on a set of bleachers or be at your child's dance rehearsal or go to a Bible study, do it, do it, do it. Cast your nets far and wide, because that creates influence and it's going to eliminate the buts. But I don't know anybody. But I only have 300 Facebook friends. But, get rid of it. There is just a ton of opportunity out there for you to connect with people. And if you feel like you don't have places to connect, then you need to reevaluate, what are you involved in? Maybe you need to find a church. You need to be volunteering. Find a pet organization. Just, anything to be able to spread your influence and create meaning in your life and other people's lives. So the but of I don't have time, you can fit that into the nooks and crannies of your time. One other thing that I'm hugely committed to is dinner with my family every night. That is one area that I don't touch. But I have empowered my children to become more self-sufficient. So, again, I have, and this started 2 years ago, my children are empowered to change their sheets, to do the dishes, to do their laundry. And that is part of what has helped me have a successful business aside from just teaching. My husband has been very supportive of that as well. And so I would encourage you, if you're a mom with kids, to start giving your kids responsibilities and not feel that mommy guilt. Because if your 17-year-old does not know how to wash clothes, that's a problem, okay? I teach seniors in high school, and I can't tell you how many of them, they're really helpless as to how to do household chores because we have created this perfect childhood for them. creating the perfect childhood for them is empowering your kids. And part of what I've seen through my journey is that my kids are like, Mom, where are your points? Mom, how many team members have you added? They understand my business, and they understand that this is a family venture. We're creating financial freedom for them. It's amazing how we have created independence with our kids, all the while showing them how this is a blessing for our family, both in a health journey and a financial journey. I think Dave Ramsey would be really, really proud of how the Schwans are doing it. We're not doing it perfectly, but we're trying. We're really trying to grow our kids and being fiscally responsible, and also being responsible within a household. Okay, I feel like I could go on for days and days and days. I'm going to stop for just a second and see if you guys have any questions at this point. Anybody have questions at this point?
No, but I did want to tell you, Amy, I had dinner with my family, and I left my phone upstairs, and we enjoyed a hands-free dinner. So
yes, and guys, that's super, super important, because here's the thing, and Megan and I were talking about this today. We're going to hashtag Plexus Freedom. What does that mean? If you feel like you're attached to this all the time, are you really free? Mm-hmm. Well, Celeste Gwynn talked at the Jewel training at convention, and she said for 2 years, she was kind of a hot, holy mess. But you ask her kids now, and they're like, this is a dream. It's a blessing. And so I say nooks and crannies, but it's really like craters in which that you're working. You know, and last summer, when I promoted to gold, you better believe this phone was with me at the end of the month. There is a really, really important thing that happens at the end of every month. And it's called promotions. It's called working with your team. And guys, I'm going to tell you, you cannot check out. You have to be there for your team. You have to be there to just put out the fires and to encourage people. And if you check out of your business and go, I'm on vacation. Yeah, I'm on vacation, but 1 hour out of my vacation day isn't going to kill me. It's not going to kill my family. If that's going to give me a trip to Hawaii with my husband, that's like a second honeymoon. Are you kidding me? That 1 hour of my day is so, so worth it. So worth it. It's small sacrifices, but it is so, so worth it. So worth it. Any other questions at this point?
Yes, I have a quick one.
Yeah.
It's Julie, sorry. Allergies are really bad today. You were going through your day and saying how much, like a little bit here and there, and how you built your business with Plexus. So on average, how many hours would you say you absolutely, like for you to grow, you had planned or put in your calendar to work on your business per day?
Per day, if I were to total it up during my teaching day, probably 2 to 3.
2 to 3 hours?
2 to 3 hours. And Julie, I'm going to tell you one of the really great things that I did. I have a YouTube channel. And what I realized was that during my teaching day, I needed to be able to train people, but I couldn't always give them the 10 or 20 minutes they needed. So I started creating videos. And my videos address things like, what is PV? How to set up your backup order. And I probably created 40 to 50 videos last summer. And what that really allows me to do is, if someone has a question and I know that I have a video that addresses it, I'll go, oh my gosh, I have a great video for you. Boom, it's on YouTube, and I send it to them. That way they get me and they get the answer, but it doesn't take me the amount of time that it would if I were back and forth troubleshooting. That was a really good tool. And I spent, I'm off in the summer. So that was a really good tool that I spent a lot of time last summer doing, was building my videos. And then in January, I felt like my team had just grown so much. I didn't want to miss any training opportunities. So I created the boot camp videos. And so that's when I did the 14 days of Plexus boot camp for new ambassadors. And every day I just did a training video. And that way I felt like I was addressing areas that I felt really needed to have focus and attention. But I was doing it consistently for my team. Everyone would hear the same message. But then even, now 6 months later, I can still send those same videos out. They're me. And, I think that's one of the things that people want, is they want people that they know. And because I'm a teacher, I kind of felt comfortable in that instruction. And that's one of the other things that I'm going to tell you guys. Pick whatever you're good at and do it consistently. I feel like I'm pretty decent at instructing people. So for me, I didn't love being in front of the camera, but I just viewed it as my classroom. Here, guys, I'm going to teach you today. I'm going to teach you about Triplex. I'm going to teach you about the products, or I'm going to teach you on why you want a wholesale account and not a retail, not be a retail customer. And so I just poured my heart into that. And that really allowed my time to be freed up for my family in the evenings. And it also was duplicatable, because then people within our team could share those same videos.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. And one of the other things that I'll tell you that I have done that has been highly successful, or like it makes me feel good, is I created a welcome video. So anyone who joins on my levels like 1 through 3, I encourage their sponsoring ambassador to start a welcome message. So say, Julie, that's you. It would be Julie, me, and the new person. Say her name is Sarah. Julie would say, "Hey, Sarah, I just want to introduce you to Amy. She is my jewel upline, and we're so thrilled to have you on this Plexus journey." And I have a 2-minute video that says, "Welcome to Pink Posse," which is our team page. So thrilled you're here. I give a really brief overview of just, any questions you have, however we can support you, yada, yada, yada. We're here for you. And then send that welcome video, and then they know who I am and that they can contact me at any time. That 2 minutes or less of a welcome video is a great time saver, and they're more likely to watch it because it's short. If you send them a 10-minute video, they're like, "Peace out, I'm done." You have to be brief and to the point, welcome them, make them feel loved and appreciated, and that you're then a resource to support them along the way. So those are just little things that I've done, and just as a time saver. And I don't think they're any less personal, but they really do help me manage that time and get rid of that excuse, "But I don't have time."
Mm-hmm.
If I can be a full-time teacher and reach Emerald in 16 months, this is doable, guys. It's really doable. But you got to want it. You got to want it, and you have to push those excuses aside.
Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Anybody else have any other questions for Amy?
And Liz, I will send you, I have a document, and I don't know if I have it saved on my home computer or if it's on my school laptop, but it's basically kind of a list of daily income producing activity things that I share with my team, that I'll be happy to send with you, and you can share with your team as well.
That would be awesome. I've absolutely loved this call. And absolutely, I've taken 3 pages of notes. I don't know if you
good.
But I love that you really just hit the nail on the head, and you shared some really serious things, and I hope that everyone has kind of just taken that in stride. And it's those real things, that real conversation that we have to have with everybody, because it's important to bust the butts and say, if you want it, then let's do it. And I'm with you. I'm with you on that, and I firmly agree and believe in everything that you just said and share with us. Because it is this crater. It's not, it is the nooks and crannies, but there are things that we can do to take that crater and kind of chip away at it and help to narrow that time down a little bit.
And you'll be less overwhelmed if you check Facebook and check your messages once an hour versus every 4 hours. Because if you see that you've got 55 notifications, you're like, I don't even know what this is. So chip away at it. Don't let it build up and overwhelm you. And one other thing that I talked with Megan about today was if you get a text from a customer versus someone in your downline, the customer probably needs a quicker response, but it's okay if you let that ambassador in your downline try to sift through that problem for an hour or so. Obviously, if you have the time and can respond right away, that's great. But if you're out to dinner with your husband and you've got a question that comes up, focus on your husband. Because sometimes if we're given that little bit of time to search for an answer, we're going to figure it out. And so give people that freedom to answer their questions and to do a little bit of research. And it helps to grow them, and it really helps you to get that plexus freedom that you really are longing for.
Absolutely true. Very, very true. I just have loved this. I've loved this call, loved everything that you've shared with us, and hit the nail on the head, I think, for a lot of us tonight. And thank you, Tanya, for sharing as well how your team has just rocked it out. And so thank you for sharing that with us. I just want to encourage everybody to take what Amy has shared with us tonight and just throw it into full-fledged force and action. Really decide, do you want it? How bad do you want it? And just take it and run with it. And I have seen when people jump over that hurdle of, okay, I want it and I'm going after it with everything I've got in me, and seeing their team and their business just run, because income producing activity is where it's at. And I've heard several different times that about 60 to 70% of the time you want to be doing income producing activity. And so that list that you're going to share, Amy, is going to be a gold mine, I feel like. And that's one thing that we've really been refocusing on, is income producing activity. And that hit home for me, even as a leader. And, those of you who are on my team, it hit home for me, because we don't think at times, we think, okay, how can I grow my team? How can I help my team? But that is an income producing activity, but not to the point of sharing these products with other people, sharing this business with other people. That is what it's about. And that is what's going to help us to grow, ultimately. So,
yep, you got it.
Thank you, Amy, for
You're so
taking
welcome.
time out of your evening. And thank you all that have popped on from Amy's team and from my team. Tanya, thank you for sharing as well with us tonight. And y'all, I hope y'all just have a great night. And thank you again. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks.
Bye.